Rants, Man United 2, Norwich 1. We got there in the end. We're through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Oh, Jesus. It was 120 minutes of football that needed to happen for us to do it. I want to start in terms of looking at that team selection, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I knew there was going to be changes. I backed for there to be just changes. I understood that Solskjaer was going to change it. Obviously, seeing how shit we was early on, everyone was saying this is why you don't change it. A lot of people said he should have just played the whole team. I know you were saying, nah, you can expect changes. I get that. Where do you stand on why it was so poor with those changes? Is it a lack of depth or quality and depth? Is it tactical? Is it a combination of those things? Were we lucky today, or how do you sum that up, bro?
It's a lack of style of play, bro. I keep saying to people, if Oli don't have his strongest team out, can't win games, bro. Know what I mean? Pogba had to play against Rochdale because, bro, he's like, man relies on players to win games for him, bro. I've been saying it about him all this time, bro. All this time. Look at this team, yeah? This is how I broke it down before the game. I thought Brandon would have started. He didn't start.
I thought he would have started.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, you start Harry Maguire, cool. But then you start Luke Shaw, but then you play Bailly, and then you play Dallo, cool. But then you play McTominay and Fred, so we've got no holding midfielder. Both of them aren't amazing at ball retention. And then you play Jesse Lingard in there, who's not amazing at ball retention. You play Juan Mata there on the right, and then on the left-hand side, we had...
No, Lingard was on the left.
No, we started Lingard on the left, sorry.
Yeah.
Mata on the right.
Yeah.
Agallo up front, bro, and Bruno in the hole, bro. Where's the pace on the counter-attack? Like, break and do what, bruv? With Lingard and Mata. Like, do you know what I mean? When you look at that team, what is that team good at? Because it's not good at keeping the ball, because Bruno gives the ball away all the time. Jesse gives the ball away. McTominay gives the ball away. Fred gives the ball away. So where's the ball retention in that team? There's no ball retention. There's no pace. What is there? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a bunch of misfits out there, bro. And because we don't have a style of play anyway, when I just looking at them players, Agallo isolated up top.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything.
Bro, when I looked at that the front six on paper, I knew it was a disaster waiting to happen, bro, because there's no ball retention, there's no pace. What was the philosophy of the team going out there? What, hit them on a break? With what? Do you know what I mean?
So it wasn't the fact that he made changes that irked you, it was the type of changes that he made, the combinations that he put together.
When I looked at it, I thought if there was ever a time to play Daniel James on the left-hand side, because he prefers that side and he's got a bit of pace, even though I don't rate him, he would have made... Well, there you go. It would have made more sense to play James on the left for a bit of pace.
I don't know if he was injured though, and that's why he wasn't in the squad.
He probably was, because I doubt he leaves Daniel James out.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
But there's no pace on the counter, bro. Like, what was the game plan going into the game? Because it looked like these guys were just trying to figure it out. Like, Bruno didn't play well at all today. But saying that, what did he have running around him, bro, when he had the ball? Like, what Mata getting in his way, because Mata likes to drift inside. Jesse likes to drift inside. No width. Do you know what I mean?
Balance is all over the pitch, you're saying.
Bro, there was nothing, bro. That's what I mean about having a structure. If you have a structure, you can make that many changes and it can be seamless. When you're relying on players to win games for you, like our manager does, you can't afford to make that many changes. And we've seen it. Every time he makes loads of changes, we look crap, bro. Like, the game, honestly, my stomach is still in knots from thinking we're going out on penalties.
I thought it looked like one of them games there, especially with the red card situation and the way that Norwich were hanging on, defending for their lives. We couldn't score. It just looked like, I tweeted it, just, those games that look like they got pens written all over it. And then I even said, hold on a minute. I'm nervous about Tim Krul because he's sick at pens, But then I'm like, hold on. Rashford, Martial, Bruno, Greenwood, Pogba. That should be good enough to win any shootout.
It should, but man's got the water bottles, blood. You just never know what's on the water bottles, fam. Like,
on the devil's advocate side, though, right? I know you started off by saying it's when Oli doesn't have his best players. He doesn't. We don't look very good, etc. On the flip side of that, is it not a thing where Oli can say to the board, well, look at these players that I have, though, in terms of the types of players that they are. Jesse's an inverted winger. Mata's an inverted winger. Not good enough. Pereira probably wouldn't have made much difference. Is it not a case of actually what Oli has aside from his first team actually just isn't that good. If Pep had that second string team of those imbalanced players in them same positions, would we not see a similar kind of thing?
No, because it's good enough to beat Norwich, bro. You know the ones there. Like,
And
I'm
that goes back
sorry.
to what you said actually in the flex.
Yeah.
You were saying, to be fair, whatever team we put out should be good enough to beat.
Yeah, bro, it's good enough to beat Norwich, man. Like was Romero like making bare saves to keep us in it? No. Like Norwich looked toothless, bruv. Campbell scored a very good goal. But other than that, I never thought...
Which actually Romero could have done better with. If De Gea would have done that, we all would have been talking about that. Let's not forget that.
But I thought there was a deflection on it, the way the ball moved. But it wasn't. It was just a well-struck goal. And I think that he caught Romero slightly flat-footed. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he should still save that. Also, it did go... It went through a player. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he was offside,
wasn't it?
Yeah, but so maybe he was unsighted. But still, you expect a top goalkeeper to at least get a hand on that. But when I looked at the team, like... We weren't doing basic things like keeping the football, bro.
Yeah,
like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Rants, that's what I'm saying. You see there, though, the basic things of keeping the football. Like, McTominay should be able to make a 10-yard pass forward into someone. So should Fred. Like, so should Jesse. So should Mata. Like, these players should be able to do that. That's surely not all Ollie's fault that these men are not good.
The Norwich players are not better than our players, but they kept the ball better than us. So it has to be down to the coaching. It's not down to ability.
But we had more possession than them. How did they keep the ball better?
Yeah, but we had useless possession, bro. Like when we did have the ball, it was just in front of the halfway line. We didn't have any
Norwich,
possession of any.
Their counter was effective, though, wasn't it?
We had no possession of any substance, bro. None.
Also control over the game as well, Rants. Like possession, useless possession. But at any stage, even after Igalo scored, at no stage did I feel
we look comfortable.
Control over the game. We just didn't have it.
Well, there you go, bro. You see what I'm trying to say, bro? And it's useless possession, bro. Never at any point in that game did I feel comfortable. Never.
Talk about when the changes happened and the changes that Ollie made. I'm not saying that you're going to give him praise for those changes because I think really that could have happened at halftime.
I feel like they were common sense changes. I think that our best players were on the bench, so to bring him on, like you don't have to be a rocket scientist for that.
And no surprises with who was involved in the goals and who was involved in making the performance better.
No, of course not, bro. Like we already know who our best player is. Like we know who that is. Like anyone that was giving all the nonsense, like whatever, like that they were saying after 5 games, Bruno's done more than Pogba's done his whole time at Manchester United and all of these reactionary nonsense that we've heard. Pogba's changed the game for us now twice in 3 games. That he hasn't started. I think that debate needs to go in the bin. I don't like the fact that we're in a position where we're comparing our own players because we shouldn't really have to do that.
I don't like that. You get into arguments within your own family over this.
We should be happy that we have both of them. But where the problem comes is when Pogba is getting the unfair criticism that he's got over X amount of years playing with a lot poorer team than what Bruno's come into. Do you know what I mean? Bruno's not had to play with Fellaini and players of that ilk. He hasn't. Do you know what I mean? He's come into the best Manchester United team probably post-Ferguson in terms of man for man. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's come into the much better team, a much more settled team, a nice atmosphere in the dressing room. He's come in very good circumstances, He had a few good games at the beginning and everyone's gassed him into the stratosphere, And the last couple games, he ain't been that good. Like, he hasn't. Do you know what I mean? Regardless. And he doesn't get the criticism that Pogba gets when he doesn't play well. So I think a lot of people are annoyed and they're saying, well, listen, like just treat all of our players the same, innit? That's always going to be my argument, bro. Like Bruno didn't play well today. This is the 3rd game in a row that Rashford hasn't looked good to me. Do you know what I mean? Now, there's loads of things that...
With that energy, though, actually, I know a lot of people would say that Rants always is against Luke Shaw and stuff. And you said just there, though, which is a good point, treat all the players with the same energy. And I like that. And I like that term because I believe in that. You always obviously are harsh on Luke Shaw with your criticism. Like you said, you don't think it's a lack of ability. You think it's a mentality. How do you think he done today?
I don't think it's his worst game for us. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he done great, but I don't think he did rubbish. I can't criticize him for today because I can't look at the game today and say that, like he could have done more than he usually does, bro. Like for me, I know what I'm going to get from him. I don't expect much quality in the final third, and I don't really expect him really to get caught out there in the other way. I just expect him to he's just a very in-between player, innit? Like, you know what you're going to get, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He's just one of them players. He blends in the performances a lot of the time. He very rarely stands out unless he has a bad game. Do you know what I mean? So
and
he didn't have a bad game today. Do you know what I mean? So I can't go out of my way to criticize him. I mean, not at all.
Last couple of things. The second to last question is, how worried are you that if we want to win the remainder of our games in the league, plus compete in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, plus keep going in the Europa League, we pretty much need to play our best team in every game? That's clearly evident. How much of a worry is that for you?
It's not a worry for me unless we get injuries. Do you know what I mean? I still think we can make changes, but we have to make the odd change. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We can make the odd change, like maybe taking Matic out and putting McTominay in for one game or something like that. But we can't make wholesale changes because our squad's not balanced, and also they're just not well coached. Like they're not. Like it's very clear to see that Norwich, the way they were moving the ball, they looked a lot more dangerous than us on the break, bro. Like, and they're not particularly quick either, but like they're very deliberate in the way they build up. Like without Pogba in that midfield alongside Bruno, even Bruno looked a bit flustered today. Do you know what I mean? Like this is up there with his worst performances.
Yeah, I agree. He did not have a good game. I mean, what he lacked in ability today, obviously he gave an honest performance in terms of work rate, tracking back and keep going. But he had a poor game today.
He was giving me shades of the Alexis Sanchez, bro, with these little dick balls.
There was some certain stage where he really was poor today.
Who's
the man of the match to finish off?
I don't really know. I think you have to give it to Harry Maguire because he got the winner, and he also got an important block in at the other end as well.
And
so
he nearly got the winner before that as well, the header.
Yeah, so I think if you look at the goal that he kept out and then the goal that he scored, I think that he's the only player you could say that. But also, Martial looked very sharp when he came on again. You know what I mean? His footwork, you know what I mean? His link-up plays, awareness, movement, everything. He looks very confident now. So I think that's going to be good for us in the coming games, man. And I don't know. I don't really care who we get in the semi-finals, to be honest, because at this stage of the competition, you just got to just beat whatever's in front of you.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Listen, big up yourself, and I'll see you on Tuesday for Flex and Rants. Yeah, big up, bro.
Nice one, bro.
All right, man.